Look at this radiance. This color isn't just a shade of yellow. It is light itself, the embodiment of the sun, of gold, of everything bright and hopeful. For centuries, Indian yellow was one of the most sought-after and controversial pigments on the global artist's palette. From the magnificent canvases of the Baroque era to the dreamy landscapes of J.M.W. Turner, this golden hue brought depth, warmth, and life. But have you ever stopped to wonder where all this beauty truly originated? Could it be that one of art's most beautiful gifts harbored a secret so dark and shocking it defied belief? Today, we reveal not just a color, but a hidden history. A story that began in the heart of the Indian pigment industry and became one of the most shameful chapters in art history. Are you ready to join me on this mysterious journey? A journey into a world where beauty and cruelty, light and darkness are incredibly intertwined. Today, we expose the secret of Indian yellow. In the early 19th century, the scent of exotic and brilliant new colors permeated European art studios. Among the influx of innovations, a new yellow arrived with an unprecedented brilliance, quickly capturing the heart of every artist: Indian yellow. This was no ordinary yellow. It possessed a unique transparency, depth, and ability to refract light that no other pigment could match. Masters like J.M.W. Turner, the virtuoso of light and color, became obsessed with this magical yellow, using it to create fiery sunsets, hazy landscapes, and brilliant illumination in their works. Due to its unique optical properties, the color was able to give paintings a three-dimensional, living quality. Indian yellow quickly became a symbol of luxury, quality, and innovation in art. But, like a treasure hidden in the ocean depths, the true origin of this color remained a closely guarded secret for years. The Indian merchants who brought the pigment to Europe firmly refused to disclose its production method. This ambiguity and exclusivity made Indian yellow incredibly expensive and rare, available only to the artistic elite. European artists and researchers eagerly tried to uncover the secret, speculating wildly. Did it come from a mythical plant, a rare mineral, or perhaps some ancient alchemy? No one knew, and this only added to its mystique. As the popularity of Indian yellow soared and demand grew, the curiosity to uncover its true origin intensified. Strange rumors and speculations spread among European artists and pigment dealers. Some believe the color came from the sap of a specific tree in the remote Indian forests, harvestable only during certain seasons. Others speculated it was derived from a rare mineral deposit or even powdered gold, justifying its exorbitant price. The stories escalated to the point where some thought it was an act of alchemy, guarded by a few Indian masters. Yet none of these guesses came close to the truth. The more people tried to uncover the secret, the deeper it fell into obscurity. The British government, which controlled parts of India at the time, also took an interest, realizing the immense commercial potential. They attempted to acquire the formula, but met with fierce resistance from the local producers. Chemists and color experts in Europe analyzed samples of Indian yellow, but its complex and unusual composition made it difficult to pinpoint the source. The color was literally a state secret in India, a hidden tradition passed down through generations to which no outsider was granted access. Pressure to reveal the truth was mounting, but no one could have guessed how dark and heartbreaking that truth would be. Finally, in the late 19th century, the horrifying secret of Indian yellow was exposed. The revelation shook not only the art world, but the public conscience. The truth was far worse than any speculation. A comprehensive investigation conducted by British officials and early animal rights activists revealed the color was produced in a remote area in Munger, Bihar, India, through a cruel and inhumane process. Here is the grim reality. A herd of cows, often already thin and sickly, were kept in miserable, unsanitary conditions. These poor animals were force-fed a constant diet of dried, low nutritional value mango leaves and deliberately given minimal or polluted water. This unnatural and grueling regime caused severe malnutrition, various diseases, and constant suffering. As a result of this specific diet, their urine became a highly saturated, thick, dark yellow. Every morning, the cow's urine was carefully collected. This thick yellow liquid was then heated and evaporated to form a paste-like substance. Once dried, this paste was molded into small, hard balls or cakes, the famous Indian yellow. These lumps were sold to merchants and eventually found their way to Europe. The production process was so brutal that the cows used rarely lived long and often died from weakness and illness. The discovery sparked widespread outrage. Images of the suffering cows were quickly published in newspapers and magazines, and Indian yellow transformed from a symbol of beauty to a symbol of brutality. Artists who had revered the color for years were now left in shock and shame. With the revelation of this bitter truth, the reaction was swift and furious. Early animal rights activists seized on the issue as a blatant example of cruelty and exploitation. Media outlets published shocking reports and heartbreaking images, profoundly affecting public opinion. Internal and international pressure mounted on the British government, which governed India. No artist or collector could use a color derived from such suffering with a clear conscience. Finally, in 1908, amid escalating protests and undeniable evidence of animal abuse, the British government officially banned the traditional production of Indian yellow from cow urine. This was a major victory for animal rights and ethics in industry. The prohibition not only ended a ruthless tradition, but marked a turning point in the history of color making. It demonstrated that society was no longer willing to accept beauty built upon suffering and cruelty. The end of traditional Indian yellow signaled the beginning of a new era of ethical awareness in the creation of art materials. Fortunately, the end of traditional Indian yellow did not mean the color vanished from the artist's palette. Just as ethical debates peaked, the chemical and industrial revolution was rapidly advancing. Scientists and chemists, leveraging their growing knowledge, discovered new ways to produce pigments. They synthesized colorants using complex chemical processes and artificial compounds that were not only visually comparable to the traditional Indian yellow, but were also superior in stability and safety. Today, the modern versions of Indian yellow, found in art supply stores worldwide, are all ethically produced pigments. They are manufactured using raw materials synthesized in labs, causing no harm to animals. This story is a powerful reminder of how scientific progress and ethical awareness can go hand in hand to not only end cruel practices, but also provide better, more sustainable solutions for creating beauty and art. Indian yellow is no longer a symbol of suffering, but a testament to humanity's ability to rectify past mistakes and find brighter, more ethical paths. Thus, the story of Indian yellow is far more than just a pigment. It is a striking reminder that beauty can sometimes be a mask for dark and hidden truths. It teaches us to always be curious, to seek the truth, and never to shy away from questioning the origins of the things we consume or enjoy. This story serves as a bridge between art and science, ethics and beauty, and a past that reminds us that the path of true progress must always be accompanied by responsibility and compassion. Every time we look at a stunning work of art featuring a brilliant yellow, we can remember this story of suffering, discovery, and redemption. If you enjoyed this astonishing and mysterious story, please like this video and tell us in the comments what other color in history or science has an untold story you'd like us to reveal. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of the strange and enlightening tales from the history of color and thousands of other secrets. Until the next story, remember that every color has something to say.